It's been 6 years since my wife died now. Hi, my name's Jim. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, I talk about chronic pain on this channel a lot, but also my wife died 6 years ago from the flu, and I talked about that. I made a few videos about that when it was fresh in my mind because I really had nobody to talk to, and I figured, well, it's emotional pain, so I'm going to just put a few videos out there about that, and they seem to connect with a lot of people. I get people like, you know, watching those videos and commenting, like when someone they know passes away, a spouse or whatever, and you know, they say they get a connection from that. So what happened with her, she got the flu and it got into her lungs, kind of like pneumonia, and then it turned into ARDS, Acute Respiratory Distress Syndrome, which kind of like waterlogs your lungs. And they put her on this revolving bed. They had to put her to sleep. And actually I wasn't at the hospital when they put her to sleep. And I felt really bad about that at the time, but the nurse who was in charge of her one day when I was in there, I was telling him, I said, I feel really bad I wasn't here. He goes, you can't beat yourself up for something you didn't know. She took a turn for the worse. You weren't here. We had to do something right then. So, I mean, you know, that's just the way it is. And you know, he's right. I agree. I'm okay with it now. In fact, the last time I ever talked to her was on a text message. I texted her, asked her how she was doing. She said she was tired. She wanted to take a nap. I said, okay, I'll be there this afternoon. And that's the last time I ever talked to her. But like I said, she was on this revolving bed for like 10 days after they put her to sleep. It was supposed to, the rotation was supposed to keep, you know, your lungs rotating, so it was supposed to help your lungs heal, but it never did. Finally, it just we had to like just take her off life support, and you know, that was kind of hard. But you know, she was like not feeling good. She had a lot of health issues before that, and she was pretty unhappy. So she kept talking about it. She goes, you know, I'm just kind of done. I don't feel good most of the time, and I'm tired. I'm just kind of done. So, you know, it was actually probably the best thing for her anyway. In fact, when we were making the decision to take her off life support, the nurse talking to me said, you know what, you understand. I mean, I understand because I deal with chronic pain myself, so I understood where she was coming from. And the nurse said, you know, a lot of people want to hang on for themselves, but that's being selfish. She said, you're coming from a place of love. You understand that's what's best for her, not for you. You know, the people left behind are the ones who are sad and, you know, and miss the person. But, you know, when the person is suffering and miserable, you know, they're better off just, you know, they said she would never recover from that anyway if they did wake her up. So there was no chance they were ever going to wake her up. So when I got up this morning, I realized today would be her birthday. So that's what got me thinking about this. I haven't made a video. I haven't talked about this in a while, so I thought I'd kind of do a little update and talk about it a little bit more. People say, well, you seem like you're doing pretty good. What do you have any tips, anything? So I think what I do is I just try to do the things that I like making videos is good for me. It's something I enjoy, and it gives me a connection with people. You know, I kind of interact with people, you know, online in these videos because I don't really have anyone to talk to otherwise much. And also I watch my grandkids, like, well, just one grandson once a week. Now I have two grandsons, but the other one started school, so it's just one grandson now. For a while, like, I've had to move a couple of times since then too, so that's kind of been a hassle, and I've had to do all that. But for a while there, I was watching the grandkids, both of them, like 2 or 3 days a week, so that kept me pretty busy too. And that's a lot of fun. It's fun watching the grandkids grow because, you know, they grow so fast, and if you're not around them, you kind of miss that. But that's probably what's really helped me a lot, is watching the grandkids. That's one of my favorite things. So I guess it gets easier with time. I mean, do I miss her sometimes? Sure, absolutely. Actually, I've been married 3 times. I've been divorced 2 other times. So this was my 3rd marriage. So this one, you know, till death do us part. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to kind of call it good after this. I'm kind of done with all the marriage stuff. I'm fine being on my own because I just kind of I can just kind of, you know, hang out with whoever I want, and which I just stay to myself most of the time anyway. I'm kind of a hermit. Since I'm in pain a lot of the time, it makes it, being by myself makes it easier to manage my pain, because I can just kind of do things at my pace. If I don't feel good, I rest. If I feel better, I can, you know, do a little more. Where, you know, if I try to, like, you know, do stuff with people, sometimes I try to keep up with them and I do too much, and then I get in more pain, and then I'm miserable, and it's sometimes just easier for me to be by myself. So that's kind of an update on that. I realized I haven't really talked about that much. When I made those videos, you can go back like 6 years ago. If you go on my channel and, you know, dig through the videos, you'll probably find some of me talking about that. And they were like fresh in my mind, so it was fresh in my mind, so they're raw and just, now there's been, you know, a lot of 6 years on it, so it's easy to talk about. But back then, you know, it was a lot harder to talk about without, you know, choking up a little bit. So they're pretty, you know, raw, and everything was fresh in my mind. But I wanted to do that because I figured it might help other people. So like I said, I just wanted to do a little video update on that. I haven't really talked about it too much lately. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.